So, sometimes we run dry on ideas for videos.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, the videos we shot last week. Fucking mad ass.
I don't even remember what they were.
They were awful, guy. That's just why you'll probably never see them out there. But I was sitting there and in bed thinking, like, damn, we got to improve over that. Because, again, mad bad. so I'm mulling ideas over, thinking, and out of the blue.
Oh, shit.
One of our things is story times. We like to tell stories about things that happened to us either recently or in the past. Don't know why I felt the need to explain what a story time is, but I did.
God, my throat.
But,
What's a story time, dude?
I don't know. But it's it's one of the things we do. It's one of the many things we do. But this just popped into my head as I was mulling things over. I was like, how did I never remember this fucking story? And the more I'm gonna assume you're gonna remember this because you're the main character in this story.
Oh man.
And dude, for real, when I thought about it, I was like, holy shit. And I think I know what triggered the memory. I may be wrong, but I think I know. And it's that I was talking to our friend and former co-host, The Guardian, which of course, he was our friend for over a decade here, like locally. He's away now, but so we shared a lot of moments with him, and he happened to be a person in this. So I'm assuming that me talking to him somehow triggered this memory. But this, well, woo! All right, let's see if you remember it, guy. So me and Guardian had been out. I don't remember where we were, but assuming how we used to do things back then, we went out, got some food, maybe stopped at Best Buy or whatever, and then we came back. And it was just me and him, right? At one point, whenever you remember the story, just go ahead and do this, or maybe you'll react immediately. I don't know.
I don't know where this is going.
But we were coming back, and it was just me and him. We come back. I come up to my place. I go up to the door, and I notice immediately that the door's not locked, which set an alarm off in my head. I'm like, what is this? Why is it not locked as per usual? So I opened that boy up, and of course when you open the door, it makes a sound, and in the case of my place, it makes like a weird suction sound, like I don't know what the fuck.
Sound?
Yeah, because the air was on, and it made that weird suction sound. So it makes that sound, but the moment that sound happens, and the door opens enough for me to see in, I see a mad streak of color run,
like the Flash.
And it's a trailer house, so you hear steps, elephantine steps, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I walk in here and immediately realize that my privacy has been invaded, so to speak. And the only person...
You know what's sad? I still don't know which time this was.
The only person that could have feasibly invaded in such a manner without breaking a fucking door down or something is you. Because there is no way... well, first of all, our older brother wasn't here anymore. No. Second of all, our mom wouldn't do that. And Granny just couldn't even get up the stairs at that point. So, also the elephantine steps and the streak of mad lard going one way.
Mad lard.
So I was like, what the fuck? And I pretended I'd see it at first, but I come up and, this room right here where we're at used to be where I had my computer set up and all that shit.
I think I know this one.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I already know who was in here, but I'm like, what was this asshole doing? And the first thing that crossed my mind was, he's fucked something up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why the fuck would he be hiding, right?
Shit!
So I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I'm looking around real quick. Anyway, and sorry, I had to poop. Anyway. And yeah, so I'm checking around, and I look over at fucking Guardian, and I could tell that he's dreading what is to eventually come. I'm looking around like, what the fuck happened, man? What was touched? What changed? You know, I'm very anal about things changing as the way I have them. You know what I'm saying? Especially back then. Now, not so much, but back then I was like, dude, did this fucking thing move a millimeter? You know, I would be 100% okay with it if somebody just asked. But when it just didn't just happen, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? This thing moved a centimeter, man. Anyway, I'm looking around and I'm like, oh no. So I go over to the computer and that motherfucker warmer and shit. And I realize immediately that it's not off, the computer. Mm-hmm. It's just the screen is off. And I'm like, what is this? Classic mistake. Guardian himself has made this mistake.
Yeah, well, he didn't even turn it off.
And I'm like, this is a thing, right? So I flick on the screen. Gratefully, there was nothing there to be seen except for the fact that the media player was up. And I was like, oh no. Now, I played it off. I don't know if Guardian caught the whiff of what was going on. Yeah. But I played it off like I was just like, whatever. You know, angry or whatever, right? And I closed that bad boy down. And I immediately yelled out for you. And of course, there was no answer for it coming.
No, dude, I wasn't there.
You had ran into this area back here, which is the other half of the house.
Mad stealth game was on fleek. I was like, dude, they didn't hear me right?
Oh, man. You were straight out of a Kojima game.
I was like, yeah, it made more sense, at least.
Oh, yeah, really. But anyway, so I go into that derelict part of the house, and you're literally in a fucking closet.
I mean, that's kind of like the freaking story of my life, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So I'm like, dude, I know you're here. And then, of course, you're not answering, but I can hear your mad breathing.
Well, yeah, dude, I just ran. I just broke in the freaking Speed Force into the Speed Force.
And I open the closet door, and there's this, fucking bread loaf of a man tucked into a corner, looking at me with wide eyes like, all hell's about to break loose. And I was pissed because, like I said, I just had an issue with dude, why didn't you just ask? You know what I'm saying? So I was pissed. I remember spanking you.
What?
Yeah, I remember spanking you and then telling you to go fucking home, which would be our mom's home. And you walking out all fucking disappointed, teary-eyed, etc.
I don't remember being spanked, but I do remember this sequence.
I didn't. It wasn't like a traditional spank, like bend you over the knee spank.
That's what I was picturing.
No, it was
you open my little butt flap.
No, it was just like a mad whacking your ass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
I feel like I've had too many whacks in the ass. I don't feel them anymore.
I guess so, man, because I was like, damn, homie. And
by whacks, I mean wangs, by the way.
I gotta say, I was pissed. And it had to do with that invasion of privacy. By the way, this was, what were you then?
I was mad young.
12, 13 maybe?
Maybe younger, because it was before I went over there to Arizona.
True. So, yeah. But anyway, and then you walked out, and I remember the air in here being kind of heavy, charged between Guardian and I was like, yep. When you try to play something off, that didn't happen.
But you're literally just mad.
Yeah, literally just mad caught you in the throes of your lust. Mad dashing into the stratosphere. And then in a closet. And then spanked you in front of someone. So he must have been like, what the shit's going on, man? So anyway, we watch a movie and shit, and after we watch the movie, he's like, you alright, dude? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, man. By then I was cool, of course. I rarely lose my temper, but
I think this was was this the same time? I think it was, where afterwards y'all went to my room, I guess to kind of iron things over.
Yeah.
And I was all like,
yeah, it was. But, so yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And he's like, think he's all right? I'm like, I mean, I try to explain my logic. And he was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, just fucking ask, guy. Now, I didn't ever tell him expressly what I clearly suspected was going on. And he didn't see anything because he was behind me on the stairs. Yeah. But, so I don't know if he knows. Yeah. But...
I was mad stroking off.
Yeah. in case that's not clear by now, but... Yeah. So...
I was like, straight flogging that toboggan.
So we went over to your room or whatever, and, patched it over or whatever. And then... this is the worst part, guys.
Oh, no!
I come over that night, obviously, after he leaves and, everything's patched over. Yeah. And, of course, as is typical in our internet age, you check to see if you get anything in the mail or, last minute check. Just like the first of the morning check, Mm-hmm. And I went up to the old computer there. And since it's not, a rush of, like, what the fuck's going on anymore, I'm especially, observant. Yeah. So I sit down and I drag out my little keyboard, which had an armrest on it, wrist rest, I guess. Yeah. And I notice there's a mad dry glob of seam on there.
So look,
semen glob, if you will.
So look.
Oh man, it was terrible.
I was trying to play it off, hoping that it wasn't actually there, but I knew exactly what we were talking about the second you started talking about it, because this has bothered me for over 15 years, however long it's been. Because I thought that I had mad shot in the load, but since the freaking commotion happened as I
the rush of events,
as I volcanoed, I was like, shit. So I wasn't sure if it sprayed all over anything.
Wait, I gotta ask.
I used to be a mad sprayer.
Were you spraying coincidentally the moment I opened the door?
Yeah.
Or is it the fact that you were like, oh shit, I gotta finish because I opened the door?
No, that's horrid. I think maybe it was like I was stroking mad off. And it was kind of like I hear the thing, so like the rush of the adrenaline. The adrenaline made me mad seam all over everything. And I remember being like, no, because I wasn't able to like make sure there wasn't any seam on anything. This has literally haunted my dreams.
Well, how does it haunt you? Like, what do you think?
Like, dude, was there seam?
Did you see the seam?
Was there seam? No, because I didn't know if there was seam or not.
Dude, mad sauce. Fucking
damn it!
It was a big ass glob of dried ass fucking squirt juice.
Seam.
I was like, oh no, it's on my fucking wrist thing.
Now, I kind of was like, my logic at the time was, well, he didn't mention the seam.
Of course, I'm not gonna mention the seam. Why would I mention the seam?
Well, yeah, but at the time I was like, he didn't mention the seam, so I guess I'm good. There was no seam. But then later, as I became older, I was like, you wouldn't mention the seam guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you found seam, you'd be like...
Bringing up semen in conversation just willy-nilly is not a thing you do. Not even I, who has absolutely no stoppers on what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, brought it up to fucking semen.
Shit,
what do you think about that?
I remember this one time... Damn. This is also embarrassing.
Fuck it.
I used to have a freaking thing, right? Like, I needed to stroke off, and I was too embarrassed to ask for stroke material because I was too young. Mm-hmm. So I would, like, mad sneak in here and stroke. Used to have... I have these now still. Because you ended up just being like, take them, dude. You freaking keep breaking in to stroke.
Mad scene.
Used to have these printed fake boys. Which I still have, by the way. Which, by the way, if I ever die before you need to burn those. And not let mom catch them.
Gotcha.
I don't use them anymore, but I have nostalgia in my penis for them.
In case you're wondering what he's talking about is, I used to have all these printouts of, like, celebrity fakes.
Yeah.
Like Gwen Stefani, I remember was a bunch
There's a lot of Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler for some reason.
Steven Tyler, those weren't good though. I didn't go to those.
It's a weird one. I can honestly say I've never stroked off to Liv Tyler, even though I think she's beautiful.
I did.
Wow, apparently.
Then, but never since then. Weird, huh? I guess it was just like what I had, so that's what I stroked off to. Anyway, one time I was like, damn, this sucks. I hate this. One time I was like, yo, I gotta break in and play the game, but not play the game, up my game. And you used to have this like shitty DVD. I don't know why you had it. You never used it. You used to have this shitty silver DVD player that was in that room where I cowered.
Okay.
And I remember you had your porno up on the freaking thing. So I was like, dude, I gotta step up the game. I'm breaking in, and it's too much work.
Up on the thing?
Up on your shelf that was here.
Oh, yeah.
So I just reached in and grabbed a mad porno. Like
this was the days of DVD porn.
Yeah, random-ass DVD porno. Popped that boy in. Of course, the second I started playing, I hear freaking steps. And I was like, shit, no, this is the worst. Well, the seam thing hadn't happened yet. But I was like, damn, homie. I was having flash forwards to the seam situation. So I was like, I remember I freaking got up, flashed over to the thing, grabbed it, and like freaking, I guess, pulled it, I guess. And then like the wire came out and everything. And I remember, God damn, this sucks. I remember running to the room to hide it in my closet, my shame closet. And since I was about to mad stroke off, my pants were down. So I tripped. I mad tripped, like 2 steps in, fell, and like, and the freaking thing flew out of my finger, so there was kind of a dent on it. I could have sworn I was going to die that day. But you literally never used this DVD player, cared for it, so I don't know why you had it again.
It was an old DVD player that had scratched a disc.
Damn, I could have scratched your porno?
So, I didn't give a shit about porno. Like, I wouldn't use them as coasters, but I didn't give a flying fuck.
So anyway, I fell to my doom, broke my face, possibly broke that. No, shit, DVD player worked fine.
Was it that time I walked in there and you were like on the floor, like breathing hard, not in a weird sexual way, but and I forgot what the fuck you said, and I was like, "The fuck is this?" Like I didn't know how to react to that.
No, because it wasn't you that time.
Damn, homie.
No, that brings up questions of what the hell happened that time. It was actually, I think it was our grandma actually was knocking on the door because she suspected that I had gone on my spank ops, is what I call them.
Spank ops?
Yeah, but I was just on the floor with my damn pants on my ankles and a DVD player on my head. So that was stupid.
Spank ops, man. I remember one time, like you mentioned that I had DVDs up on a shelf. I had a fuck ton of them, man. I would get them from the video place. That was a story we told that probably won't make it out. Oh, yeah, that was a good video. That will make it out. But anyway.
It was a stinker at first, but I think we pulled it out at the end.
All right. No, which ironically is what you do at a video place. But anyway,
gross.
Just in case that video doesn't make it out, because it might have been just super lame. Used to go to this fucking video store, adult video store, and one of the dudes would hook me up with a bunch of porn, right? So I had a fuck ton of them, and I would just have them up on the shelf. But anyway, one day I had a friend over, and he, of course, had his chick with him, and they were over all the time, and vice versa. But whenever she'd be around, I'd put them away so, as to not be like, damn, homie, what is that? I didn't want to be disrespectful. She was a cool chick. But, they're just kind of standing around, and we'd always, I like 99% of the time, watch a movie. So they go over to the shelf, and I had forgotten one that was lying, like that, rather than being in a stack. And she pulled it out, and she's like, what the hell? And I'm like, I went into like immediate defensive mode. No, it wasn't, I'm sure it was cringe, but it wasn't like violently
how
defensive.
did that get there?
Yeah, it wasn't that. I was just like, what, man?
My damn porno.
I'm a fucking guy. Got a stroke every now and then, and she's like, no, I'm not judging. And I was like, yep. Boo! Just felt that dread.
Yeah.
Slap his fucking ugly face all over me the
penis.
Whole evening.
It's ugly penis on your face.
Yeah, the whole night was the ghost of that happening was fucking haunting me, man. So I can feel your decade-long
dude, I was like, the question of dread. Was there seam?
Yeah, it was mad seam.
Finally been answered, and it's a dreadful answer.
It wasn't good. I remember that same couple, by the way. They showed up once, and I was taking a mad dookie in my restroom, and I just had the fucking.
I hope it was in your restroom.
Oh yeah, Not my typical living room Duke. I was thinking
you gotta stop doing this back.
I was thinking a Mad Dookie guy, and the door was open. You know, I just left it open.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I could see them, so clearly they could see me. And I'm like, damn, I just rode with him. You know, what are you going to do, right? So I just, you know, I was thinking Mad Duke. And he comes over, and he goes, what the... and he kicks the door shut, right? I finish my Duke. And I come out, and I'm like, y'all see me Duke or what? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, damn, homie.
Wasn't good.
Woo, that ghost haunted me for a few months.
The Duke.
One
the
good
Duke ghost.
But she never was awkward around me or anything. If anything, she was more fluid around me than with him, you know, a little bit more easygoing. So, whatevs.
Ironically, that Duke you took was the best Duke Nukem game.
Ironically,
a long time.
You were pretty fluid around my keyboard.
Damn, homie, the same!
Anyway, have you ever inseminated a keyboard? Yeah. If so, let us know in the comments down below. Guys, up we got.
Mad seam.